Yo. We are back. It's the Goodfellas Podcast. It's your boy Dougie. I got A-Will. I got Five with me. And we got our first guest, 40th episode. We got the bro B-Class in the building. How are you feeling today, brother?
I feel amazing. Thank y'all for having me.
Thank you
It's
for
a
coming.
dope setup, man. It's a dope setup. So, I'm a pleasure to be here. You know what I'm saying?
Talk to the people that don't know who you are.
Hey,
Let them know.
I'm a recording artist. I'm B-Class Music. Y'all can find me on Instagram at B-Class Music, all one word. Got a new mixtape coming out, Samson 3. We'll get into all that. But if you don't know me, you should. Let's get it. Everything classic.
And while he promoting his social media, we gonna promote ours at the beginning of the show. Follow us on Twitter at Goodfellas87. That's a 3 instead of an E. Like us on Facebook, Goodfellas Podcast. Follow us on Instagram, Goodfellas Podcast, and then also subscribe to our YouTube page, Goodfellas Podcast, and check us out on Apple Podcasts. So we gonna get right into it, man. We see the hat. First and foremost, we see the hat.
It's a terrible hat, by the
Let
way.
it be understood.
Terrible
You
hat,
know,
by the way.
It's a
y'all
bad
know
hat.
exactly what side of the
The
fence
only
I'm on.
blue we really
Terrible.
acknowledge is Nipsey Blue, but since you a guest,
Respect.
since you a guest, we gonna get into it. They talking about Zeke's signing. What is it? Next couple days?
It's pretty much a done deal.
Yeah, it's finalized.
It's
Y'all-
finalizing.
Y'all surprised?
No,
Oh, okay.
No.
Yeah, we the richest sports organization in the world.
I don't know if that's true anymore.
No, it's true. Yeah,
No,
we
they
passed
not. They
Real
not.
Madrid.
No, cut it
yeah,
out.
we passed Real Madrid
I'm about to.
in the world. Yeah,
In the world?
in the world, on the globe.
I don't know about that.
It's
Riches
us.
and
On the globe, it's us.
as in money?
It's us.
Are we talking? Never
It's
mind.
It damn shame wins.
Oh my God.
Oh, it is Cowboy. You right?
Huh?
I like that.
Yeah,
It is him?
I like when they look it up.
I'll take a
I
sip
like
on that.
that. I like that.
All right. So Zeke's deal is gonna get finalized. So should he play on Sunday?
Yeah.
What if? Nah, come on, cut it up, buddy. He ain't had played a preseason game. He ain't got touched a little bit. As a running back, you want to get hit at least once or twice, just to know what it feels like.
Every hit is a battle.
That's true.
He was in Cabo, getting in shape.
The way he looked, he don't look like he was getting.
Boy, look like he
shit.
was drinking.
He looked like he was on sabbatical.
Boy, look like he was drinking. I did see OJ say, shout out to OJ for his Twitter page. OJ said he played 1 year and had one of his best seasons when he only practiced 1 week.
You don't get quoting Orenthal right now?
Orenthal. That's what he said.
I love, you know what?
That's what he said.
He's rested.
But he said it.
He's rested. He's rested.
He's done it before. I mean, he's done it before. I mean, I don't see why he can't do it now. I mean, he's missed games,
Yeah.
not practiced, stepped right on the field, right into get back reinstated and produce. So,
Yeah.
I
Dang.
mean,
He got a lot.
I appreciate that.
He got a lot. He got a lot to prove though. He got a.
Too.
The
He the
world.
best running back in
He
the NFL.
is the best running back in the
Last 3 years.
NFL. But when you hold out like this and you about to get,
Is
you about
he?
to get.
Y'all just
Numerically?
Yes, he's the best running back in the league.
Statistically?
Absolutely. We don't even have to. We don't even got to think about it.
Okay, thank you. Thank
We
you.
don't need.
Okay, so y'all keep it real here. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Because y'all don't even like my team, huh?
We don't.
Can't lie about Zeke.
No, but I'm gonna keep it real.
He better than Todd
He,
and
I'm agree.
who else?
Le'Veon?
Le'Veon, yeah.
Well, he's definitely Le'Veon don't play. He's
Yeah.
still waiting on some money now.
Oh, he got his money. Le'Veon got
He
his.
got his
I'm
money.
gonna be drunk by the end of this one.
Whoa.
He on a trash team.
I'm gonna be drunk by the end of this
Who,
one.
who better than Zeke?
I'll take Ty Gurley.
You out of your mind.
You know
A
what?
healthy Ty Gurley.
You're out of your
Definitely
mind.
take
Healthy
a
Ty
healthy
Gurley?
Ty Gurley over him.
Y'all out of your mind.
Absolutely.
Okay,
That's
let's
debatable.
Can I do this early for
You
y'all,
can.
man?
You
Hey,
can.
look, man, it's y'all 40th episode. I'm a, Black Bottle Boy, future MMG, manifestation. It's early, so let's pop this champagne, celebrate y'all 40th episode, y'all first guest.
Yes, sir.
Let's get it. Y'all go ahead, man. I'm gonna get this right.
Yeah, we gonna need that. The way-
Mhm.
the way
Just
you
'cause
talk.
Yeah, because y'all
Yeah,
said,
'cause
now, I just want to know why y'all think Ty Gurley is better than Zeke. That's what I need to know.
Does it all.
I think it's
Zeke
I
don't
think
do it
I
all?
think it's
I don't know what that means. You
you
juggle.
can go either one. But I don't think you said it with so much conviction that it was
it's
no
definitely
face, no
Zeke.
case.
No face, no case.
Ooh.
It's Zeke all day long. All day long.
Hey.
It's not even close. close.
It's not close.
Bro, Todd Gurley ain't
Todd-
even performed in the
Todd-
playoffs last year, and the
and-
Rams still made the
And
Super Bowl.
he got health issues. Todd
That
can't
doesn't
stay on the
mean he's
field.
not good.
The best ability is availability.
I mean, I'm not mad at y'all saying this. Don't get me wrong. I ain't mad at it.
Y'all want to look? Y'all want to look at the numbers?
I ain't mad
Celtics
at it.
did good without Kyrie. That mean Kyrie a bum?
Oh,
No.
No, Todd not a
Okay.
bum. He's just
We're
not
not
better
saying
than
he's a
Zeke.
bum.
He's just not better than Zeke.
Absolutely, he's not better.
He's not better than Kamara.
Oh, now that's tall right there.
Y'all-
I
y'all
can't
being-
agree with you.
Y'all
on
being
that.
disrespectful now.
I can't.
you finished
Y'all
one of them
being
before you came?
disrespectful.
Did you?
Is
Y'all
that
one
open?
of
Is
them
that
before?
open?
Y'all, hey man, I'm
man,
going
I
off
see
the
it.
eye test. Y'all
You
don't
going
watch
on
the
that?
game.
I watched
I'm
the
not
game.
mad at the Zeke though.
Come
I'm
on.
not mad at it, but I mean,
I
just
like
you
Zeke,
know,
don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
the way it was
I
said
like
was
it.
just so fast.
Ooh, what y'all wanted me to hesitate? I hesitate. Actually, again, let me hesitate.
Best, he the best running back in the league.
Yeah.
Okay,
That was
that
good
was
long-
careful
that was-
consideration.
okay, all right.
That's like yeah,
It's easy too.
Easy. It is easy. I'm taking Zeke all day.
I'm gonna be drunk after this one, y'all.
Well, that's cool.
I tell you. Every time y'all say something disrespectful, I'm gonna take a hit of this.
Well, it's gonna
cup.
be a lot of
What was
disrespect.
disrespectful about what we said?
It looked like I'm gonna be hitting this cup.
We was talking about Todd Gurley as the MVP at one point.
Zeke could be
Last
MVP.
Yeah, he had that little suspension situation. That was something mild. Shorty lied on him.
I don't know if she lied on me. She lied told the truth.
This one tough, huh?
See, that's how you know you're lying.
No, I just don't want.
About
I don't
Zeke.
want it to spray. You know what
Oh,
I'm
okay,
saying?
don't let
We
it
got all these good electronics around here, so I'm trying to control that thing.
You know, so Zeke. How far the Cowboys going?
Oh, we going all the way.
With Zeke.
Super Bowl.
Y'all going to the Super Bowl?
No, we gonna win the Super Bowl.
No, y'all going to the Super
Who
Bowl.
gonna beat us?
The Patriots.
Why?
They not getting to the Super Bowl.
Ooh.
Who
The
gonna-
Cowboys.
Who gonna beat us?
Oh, yeah, I need
They
to
had
hear
to cheat
that.
us to beat us.
I need to hear
An
that.
L is an L.
I need to hear that. Who beat the Cowboys this year?
Yeah.
The Bears?
So, pump your brakes.
Oh, the Saints?
I think the Saints might be a little
The
hungover.
Rams.
Shit.
Ty Gurley ain't healthy.
He ain't never
You just said he wasn't healthy and they got to
he
the
got
Super Bowl.
drafted on him.
Yeah.
He came off ACL in the draft.
He did. He did.
He hurt Gurley. I love him too. He's a great guy.
I don't think they're going. This is, you
Cow-
got-
no, you said Zeke was the Cowboys going to the Super Bowl?
Yeah, I do have the Cowboys. Zeke.
Y'all talked before this.
In the
Did y'all talk?
No,
Did
I
y'all
told
meet
you,
up
but I
in
told
IHOP?
you this 2 years ago. I mean, 2 weeks ago when we talked about whenever we talked about the NFC East, I said with Zeke, they're going to the Super Bowl. Without him, they ain't gonna make the playoffs. They ain't gonna do nothing, but they'll still make it there. I said that.
Another hit of the cup, y'all.
Please, please.
Who got the best roster in the NFL? Just roster. Who got the best roster? It ain't us. Oh, if it ain't us, how we get top 3? Roster.
Ooh,
Just
roster.
on paper. Roster. Look at our defense first. That's impressive.
We talking defenses?
Y'all
gotta
got the
look
best.
at that
They got the
first.
best O line. He got a point. They got the
I'm
best
just
O
saying.
line.
Where y'all
They
from?
always.
They're top five. They're top five.
It's been execution, man. Can they get the job done?
I mean, I think they
We
can.
been
though.
getting it done. We
Like, think about
Getting
it.
it done.
They cheat us to beat us.
No, you keep saying
They
that.
cheat us. They cheat us with the Dez Bryant no catch. I'm never letting it go. I'm never letting it go.
Don't you
Ever.
never let
I
it
will
go.
never let it go.
I wouldn't let that go
We
either.
was gonna win the Super Bowl that year, and I'm standing on it.
I
We had already
I feel
dogged
that.
Seattle at their crib. We had already ran
I feel
through
that.
Who
them
won the
straight,
Super Bowl that
and,
year?
and we ran through them straight ahead too. We didn't go around them. We didn't manipulate them. We ran to Marco Murray straight forward. We walked them, dog walked them. Bobby Wagner and the whole team, and they know it. Cam Chance, they had to eat that. They had to stand on it to this day. To this day,
Who won the Super Bowl that year?
Seattle, right?
No.
And we was gonna walk through them.
Oh,
Yeah, they beat Denver.
We was gonna walk through them. It was us. It was you. You knew it too. You knew it. You knew it.
I ain't mad
I'm
at
not picking no team
Oh,
with
you see,
Dak,
that's why he
with Dak being the quarterback. I'm not picking no team with Dak being the quarterback.
Oh man,
Why not?
he's one
Man,
of
it's
those.
just not. He's just.
What else y'all
Dak-
got?
Besides the first season, Dak has not been impressive.
He wasn't impressive last year when they got Amari Cooper?
What was that? 4 or 5 game sample size?
Nah, it was more than that. Amari came.
He'll be better protected with Zeke back. I mean, he just really got to manage
I just
the
wanna-
game.
How many games did he play for
Hold
the
on,
Cowboys
hold on.
last year?
I'm about to tell you.
I can't.
Give me a second.
While he looked that up, I got a specific question for y'all too. Who gonna beat us and how do they do it? I wanna know how they do it. I don't just wanna know who y'all think.
I believe the Rams, talent-wise, are just as talented, if not more talented, than the Cowboys on both sides of the ball.
played 9 games with the Cowboys.
Oh, man. How many of those games did he play good?
I'm gonna go Bears.
He had
I don't
53
wanna come to
He had
Chicago in
53
the wintertime.
receptions, 725 total yards, 6 touchdowns.
That's pretty
You think
impressive.
y'all gonna have home field? It's tough.
You better hope not,
Why?
cause we ain't playing in Jerry's World in December. You in
We
trouble.
don't get to play in the snow in Texas. We
Oh,
love
okay.
snow.
You love it, huh?
We never seen it before. Oh my God, snow.
I like
Yeah.
We coming with the ground.
I don't
game.
think you want Dak in the snow, man.
We running. We running. Dak don't throw farther than 15 yards. We safe.
And that's why you're never gonna beat anybody really.
You ever heard of Khalil Mack?
Heard of them. We gonna run straight at them. That's how you meet force. You run straight at them. It's just like boxing. To neutralize power, you stay inside the pocket.
Sound like y'all won last year.
I'm just saying.
Jeez.
No, they cheated us.
Jeez.
They cheated us.
Sound like you won the year before that.
St. Louis cheated all the way to the Super Bowl.
Well, I was about what, 6 when y'all won y'all last
Oh,
one?
man.
Jeez,
Oh,
how long ago was that?
Yeah,
Who was?
that's back when you had a big wheel.
Hey, who was president of Jordan Gym?
God.
Who was the president then?
He
Was it
said
Clinton?
Jordan Jim.
Was it Clinton?
Oh my God.
Okay.
That was the last year you could dunk.
Y'all all Bears fans? You
I'm not
fan?
Bears
Yeah,
fan.
that's
You
what-
fan?
I'm
not
a
a Bears
Patriots
fan.
fan.
I'm
You
not
a
a
Patriots fan?
Yeah.
When you become that? You weren't born
Oh,
that.
yes.
You weren't born
Yes,
that.
I was. I was
Who
never
was
a
on the
Bears
scene
fan.
when you was little that you like?
Curtis Martin. Benny.
You was a Curtis Martin fan
Oh
with
yeah.
the curl?
Drew Bledsoe.
Curtis
Drew
with the
Bledsoe.
curl?
Yes sir.
He said you
Yes,
wasn't
sir.
born into that.
Who you like?
He liked the coach.
I'm a
Look at
coach.
the
You was a
color
Patriots
code.
fan as a kid?
Yes.
When they had the man,
Yes.
the man as the little
Yes.
mask?
Yes.
You was different in school.
I'm very different.
Who you like?
He like all teams to win though.
No, I don't.
He ain't different.
They wasn't winning like that. though.
That's what I'm saying. That's the
That's what I'm
wrong
saying.
statement to
Curtis
make.
Martin with the curl?
He like all the
And
teams.
Well,
the team-
they went to 2 Super Bowls and lost
Curtis
both
Martin,
of them.
Curtis Martin used to look like
He
MC
still went to
Hammer.
the Super Bowl.
They lost both of them.
He still got there.
Who you?
And then they
I'm a
went.
Colts fan.
You grew up on that?
Yep. Always been a Colts fan.
From who? From who?
I've been a Colts fan since Peyton Manning was a rookie.
But I'm saying, okay, so that wasn't that long ago though. How old was we?
We was in high school.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
No,
So
I was
yeah.
like 7th grade.
No, Peyton wasn't there. No,
99?
we was on our way to high school. 99.
That was
He
middle
was there.
school.
98.
98.
That's still late though.
That was 7th grade.
So who you grew up on?
I didn't watch football when I was a
Okay,
kid.
so when you got introduced, he was on that.
Yeah, I was on. I just,
Peyton Manning?
yeah.
I watched the Bears growing up. They was
But
terrible.
Vic was there.
We still making playoffs.
Vic was alive.
We just wasn't getting far.
Not the Bears out there.
Don't
Which
get me-
one?
You like the execution.
Don't get me
It was a
started
few
on
years
black
we made the
quarterbacks.
playoffs.
Oh, man, don't get me started on black quarterbacks.
We'd
We
never
just
get
talked
to
about
the
that
rest.
last week.
Okay.
I missed
He
what
don't
you asked.
like black
No, I'm saying
quarterbacks.
how you become a. I never seen.
He don't like black quarterbacks. That's why.
You see that man right there?
He
In that
don't.
picture?
He don't like black
He
quarterbacks.
disrespected
But I
him
told
the other
y'all,
No.
not the fact that I don't like
Yes,
black
you do.
quarterbacks.
No.
I don't like the way black quarterbacks are trained at the position.
To what? To be good at what they do?
No, they're taught to use their legs before using their head most of the time. And then that's how they get hurt. That's why they can never make that big throw in the pocket with the game on the line. I just don't like it. I mean, I don't.
You'll be shading that. That's how Andrew Luck get hurt.
Wait, so why you disrespect
I mean,
Dak
what?
like that then?
Huh?
Cause Dak not quick to run, so why you ain't pull up on Dak like that?
He don't like that
Yeah, yeah, I'm not big.
He not quick to run.
Yeah.
He doesn't.
He
Dak
can't make the
don't-
big throws either.
In
though.
my opinion, he don't run enough. It'd be 3rd and 4, and the 4 yards be right in
But
front.
they
of
had
him.
to tell Dak to
Pocket
stay in
open
that
up.
pocket too. Cause Dak,
Man,
when
never.
Dak,
He never foot loose.
no, the first couple games when Dak first got the start, Dak was using his legs a lot.
Okay.
And then when you see a bunch of other quarterbacks start going down, when you see the Cam Newtons going down, when you see the RG3s going down, trying to get those 2 extra yards, and now they missing a 8 games, they're missing 10 games, they're missing a full season. Man, you got to tell your quarterback to protect themselves. Listen, I need you to stay in the pocket more. I don't need you to use your legs now. But you've been taught to use your legs your entire life since you were in Pee-wee football. You get outside that pocket, you fasten everybody, use your legs.
You wild disrespect.
They do that. I've seen it. I've seen them Pee-wee football.
I
I've
ain't
heard
say
it.
that. But you ain't gonna disrespect.
I've
We're
heard
talking
it.
about
I don't like the way, but you talk like that from Pee-wee to high school.
But
To
you taught to
college?
you taught to use your advantage. Like that's in any sport. You taught to use what you better
But
at
then
the next person in.
But then it handicaps them when they get to the NFL because guess what? Most of the time you're not the fastest guy on the field.
Bro, you wasn't playing with Vic and Madden
Vic
2004?
is like the
You wasn't
ultimate
playing
like
with Madden?
I don't
Vic
know
is
if he
like
had Madden. I don't know if Jared played video.
I did play.
wasn't playing
I
with
played
Vic,
that.
bro?
Vic was like the one exception. He was like
Revolutionized
literally
that
the
shit.
one exception, and he was a lot faster than 90% of the people on the
Yeah,
field.
but Vic could also throw. And when he was at Virginia Tech, he was throwing that thing.
Yeah, he throwing that thing fire.
He was throwing that thing.
No.
Flick of the wrist.
I don't know.
Donovan
That was a knock on him when he got to. That was a knock on him when he got to Atlanta.
Always a knock.
Wait, so
He had an arm. He had a cannon.
He wasn't accurate, but he had an arm.
I mean, he had his days, as we all
But
do.
you accuracy
As
is.
we all do.
Oh well, you know,
Yeah.
I ain't. Listen,
Accuracy is about what? What, A. Will? Say it. What is accuracy about?
man, it fit your feet placement. Your feet.
In reps, right?
I mean, yeah, but it's really like so. This is the thing, right? Like,
Who was the best receiver Vic ever threw to?
Roddy White.
That's it?
Yeah,
Mm.
he might have been the best. Roddy White.
That ain't saying much.
Roddy had a great career.
What about the Eagles? The Eagles had when he was with the Eagles.
Yeah, I don't even.
Deshaun?
Deshaun.
Deshaun.
So he ain't had much.
Yeah.
He had some alright guys.
Yeah.
Oh, they had Macklin. They had Jeremy Macklin. Jeremy Macklin. was
Wait,
decent.
no, wait. Deshaun Jackson.
No.
I'm
They
saying, like-
asked me who the receiver.
Like
was.
on a scale of like receivers, like
Yeah,
you know that.
who they
That's
asked
his
me
best.
caliber.
Imagine if he had a
But
Moss.
Deshaun is really.
Or somebody like a Hopkins or
Deshaun-
somebody.
but
I
like
mean,
that.
we
But
go out there and throw the ball to Moss.
Don't do that. Don't do
So
that.
I'm gonna go back to what you asked me, right?
Don't do that.
You gotta think like when you are a naturally gifted athlete and you're used to like throwing the ball on a run a lot of times, then your feet are off. It does come with repetition, but it comes with repetition of like working on your base. Like that's what they always say, your base gotta be right to be accurate. But a lot of running quarterbacks, they get away with that ability to be able to throw, not only throw on the run, but to be able to throw it far on the run. Like that's what makes, I mean, even Aaron Rodgers, that's what makes him great. Like he can escape the pocket and throw well on the run. It's not that he, like he can throw that thing from the pocket, but when he get outside, he's still accurate with it because his feet are, when he gets out, if you watch Aaron Rodgers when he escaped the pocket,
Some of his best throws come when he outside the pocket.
but he always set his feet before he throw it. He don't just escape, turn around and throw it. He gonna set his feet before he throw it.
But that's what I'm talking about. Like when he's escaping the pocket, he's not just taking off.
No.
He's not just taking off for rushing yards.
He's still looking to throw the ball.
He's still looking to throw the ball. So he's able to keep those reps and then practice that. They don't do that with black
Yeah,
quarterbacks.
Russell Wilson.
We said that.
He gonna say he not
Keep
black.
the goalpost one like
He
this.
definitely like.
He gonna say he not black.
Hey, first off,
Yeah. Speaking.
Queen Sierra
Oh.
and that beautiful little milk dud baby they just had. That's a black quarterback, man.
He's been black for 6 years.
Oh man.
All right, Jared Goff just got the large.
Oh shit! I told you. You ready for this?
Jared Goff.
What's going on?
Hey, Will, talk to him about this Jared Goff deal, man. Before we get 6 years,
6
going on 7.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Jared Goff is getting $110 million guaranteed. It just came out. He getting 4 years, 4 years, $134 million with $110 million guaranteed.
Jesus.
That's Jared Goff deal.
Guaranteed.
110 million guaranteed. What would you do with that?
He only getting like 40% of that.
No, the 110 is guaranteed.
Yeah, but he got to pay his manager, then he got to pay taxes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you want to get legal with it, okay?
I'm just saying, he ain't get,
What?
hey, we talking dollars.
What?
Hey, we got to go through the process like everybody
All right,
else.
so when he finished doing all that, he
Yeah,
get
he
what?
gonna get like 50, 60.
That's a lot of.
That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of
I can
money.
do
That's a lot of. Yeah.
You want to do 60?
60.
Huh?
60, I'm through working.
You do work
Oh
for
man, I'm
good?
packing it up. I'm going to Southeast Asia. You can have a butler in your house on a day-to-day for 100 USD a month. So with 60 million, I live like God. And never have to touch nothing, never work, nothing, never resemble. If you ask me for anything, I can say no. You know what I'm saying? With 60 million, so yeah, I'm gone. Yeah, with 60 million, y'all ain't out of here?
How much pressure's on?
Oh, it's a lot of pressure on golf. A lot of pressure.
Treasure.
Oh yeah, it's a lot of pressure. 110 million.
Mm.
You was just in the Super Bowl, wet the bed in the Super Bowl.
Bed
They
was
turn around and
definitely
give you,
wet.
they give you a 4 years, 134 million with 110. You gotta win a ring. And one of them 4 years, you gotta win a ring. Have to.
So,
And at least got to be knocking on the door in about 2 to 3 of them. If you don't win it all.
They were just knocking on the door. They just.
No, I'm saying, but with signing that money though, it's different. People will forget what you did once you sign that
I
break.
mean, of course they do.
That's what I'm saying. So like, we're looking forward, like.
But let's not act like they like barely snuck into the playoffs and then like just so happened to get to the
I
Super
mean,
Bowl.
it's so
Well,
happened.
they
One
did-
of the
they
worst
did-
calls in
yeah, they
NFL
did just-
history.
they
They
did
got
just so
into the
happen.
Super Bowl.
They just so happened to get to the Super Bowl. They did do that. They did just.
Got to the Super
They
Bowl.
beat the Cowboys.
They
They
cheated.
cheated.
No. They didn't beat.
They cheated.
They cheated. But it happens in sports. It happens.
They did cheat for the
They
Saints.
cheated. They cheated.
That
No, they
was-
cheated. No, they cheated the
That
whole
was a
time.
cheat.
That was
Yeah,
real. That was
Saints,
flagrant.
yeah,
That was
the
what I'm
Saints,
talking about.
not the Saints. I mean, yeah.
That was just.
Yeah, I ain't
That
talking
was
about
that was
Cowboys.
Las-
I'm
that
talking
was that was
about
down
Saints.
there in Las
Clarify that. I'm
Vegas.
talking about Saints.
That looked like Las Vegas.
That was Vegas.
Somebody hit the button.
Yeah. That don't call that.
They hit the Buffalo Wild
You
Wings.
know the earpiece the head ref got? Don't call that.
Imagine what
That
that
word came through. That's what that looked like.
One thing I will say with that is he's only 24 years old.
You want some?
Oh, okay.
24?
24 years old.
Straight up, get out the frame. Yeah.
So we talking about, and it's an extension too, right?
Yeah, it's an extension. So it don't kick in till 2020.
So it'll be 25, and it'll be 29 when the contract's over. If he's still playing well, he's gonna get another
You're
big
gonna
one.
get another.
So,
I
but
just
that's
want to know what they're gonna give Pat Mahomes. Man. That's about to be ridiculous.
hey, Bringstruck, man,
That's
back
about
it
to
up,
be
man.
ridiculous.
Back it up for Mahomes, man.
That's about to be ridiculous.
Hey,
We got to see about him.
Golf, you say he just got 110?
110.
Mahomes might be down this year. I'm
Oh, I like what you're saying. Come on, man.
I'm gonna tell y'all why.
Oh, yes, sir. I like this.
Now, I'm a football junkie now.
All right.
I'm a junkie, so I'm gonna tell you the why. The stats will tell us over the course of time when you a dog as a rookie, that film and that summer are that film is long and the summer is longer for these defensive coordinators.
That's true.
They can't wait to put their boys out there against them and see what all they was scheming and how it's gonna work and his elusiveness and the defensive coordinators, they like that. They don't see him as something that's threatening to their job. They like that. Oh, I got a new challenge. He could run, he could throw down there with both his hands. You know what I'm saying? He all type of, oh yeah. So it's gonna look different in front of him. A lot of disguised coverages, have him audible into what they want him to audible to. You know what I'm saying? His picks might be up. And then as far as like trying to protect him, Damian Williams gonna be a key factor. If they don't use him the same way that they was using Hunt.
Damn, McCoy.
I was just about to say,
They
just
got
got
McCoy.
Shady.
Yeah, but Shady
He
is
with
hurt.
Andy Reid, though.
Shady get hurt every time he play. He
Yeah,
like
he's
Jordan.
fast.
He like Jordan Reed.
That's true.
Jordan Reed a dog every time he play. But he play a game, sit
Yeah,
out
you're-
2.
yeah, you're right.
Play a game, sit out 3.
You're right.
Shady is injured McCoy.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? He is. I like Shady. I
He
like
did. He did me like that on FanDuel.
the
last
best
year, bro.
ability
Yeah.
is
Availability.
availability. If
Alright.
you can't play, what we talking about?
No.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
of course,
he really not a backup. You know what I'm saying? I'm a junkie with it. I think Mahomes gonna be down this year.
So-
He gonna have some big games. But
Let me ask you this: a down year, because I think he had so much of a monster season last year. Naturally, it's just you're not going to surpass that.
right. Yeah.
Added to what you said, which I believe is true.
Mhm.
What do you think his numbers will look like? Like, what does a down year look like
I
to
think
Mahomes?
I think when I say down, I'm talking about production as far as wins.
Okay.
So I think he'll get his numbers. They're gonna be pass heavy. I mean, they pass to run, swing pass. You know what I'm saying? Like they giving him yardage for no reason. That could be a handoff or a toss. They'll pass it anyway. Just you know what I'm saying? So like his numbers will be there, but it'll be similar to LeBron in Cleveland before they turn the corner. Numbers gaudy. We still respect you, but it don't translate. You know what I'm saying? To the wins. Yeah. They might sneak in the playoffs, but I don't think it's gonna look the same.
Ooh, sneak in.
In the
It ain't gonna look the same.
Alright.
We seen it before though.
Yes,
We seen
sir.
it.
Oh, yeah.
We
have
seen a
that.
total crash
Yeah,
before. Meltdown.
Yeah.
RG3.
LA, before last year,
Yeah.
the year before last,
Yeah.
when golf, his rookie year,
When he wasn't playing.
yeah, it wasn't right. You know what I'm saying?
They went to the
Then-
playoffs.
then they
before.
exploded.
Yeah.
Then they exploded. You know what I mean? So football happens that way. You know the amount of things that happen in free agency in the off season is totally different. You know, teams
Injuries pile up.
Yeah, teams look all the way different from year to year. You know what I mean? So don't be surprised.
I just say I think he's gonna get the money for the simple fact everybody is getting paid, and it always starts with the quarterback. And I feel like Kansas City ain't gonna let him go. So even if they sneak in the playoffs, like you gotta think they was a coin flip away from making the Super Bowl last year. If they make the playoffs this year, that's year 2. I mean, that's year 2 for him. That's the 3rd year, so he's gonna be due for an extension because he was drafted in the 1st round. So that means he only had 1 year left. So they gonna have to pay him, and they gonna pay him.
The money gonna be long.
It's gonna be
He's
long.
a commodity.
Yeah.
But it's like a sophomore slump because you have to adjust to always having to adjust.
There you go.
Cause when Tom Brady show up, it's almost like Tom Brady. Same thing with Floyd. Same thing, when you get to a certain level, it's like, okay, they so ready for me that I have to show up and just see what they doing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Let me just get out here and experience you to death. All right, let me.
So they're already starting to plot, and they're already throwing numbers out there.
For Patrick Mahomes.
They're saying it's going to be a record-setting near $200 million extension.
I believe that. I believe
Pay him,
it.
pay him. He must see TV.
Me too.
That's another thing. He's marketable. I was just going to say that.
Once
He's
he's-
marketable. Everybody wants to see him. Everybody,
Highlights.
yeah, he's going to be on, Sunday Night Football. He's going to be on Monday Night Football. They want to see him. Like, people want to see him. So they're absolutely going to pay him because he's going to bring in the dollars on the marketing side, and he's also going to bring the production too. So you got to, right?
You got
So,
it.
season kicks off Thursday.
Yes, it does.
Two
Bears.
two bum ass teams.
Packers. You worried about your quarterback.
Ouch.
He said 2.
I know that hurt.
That had to hurt.
I know y'all talking.
I know you hurt
I
right
know
now.
y'all
Okay, so
talking
you
about
want me to
that.
I am
hurt?
hurting.
You want me to hurt because you
I am
hurt?
hurting a little bit.
I get it. I get it. I
I
get
am
it.
hurting a little bit.
Coach gonna be alright, man.
No, they not. No, they not.
They gonna be
I
alright.
ain't gonna console them. No, they not.
Oh, huh? Well,
No, without Andrew Luck, there's nothing.
they gonna be.
Ugh.
T.Y. Hilton ain't even the same.
Ooh.
Without him, he not the same.
They gonna be alright.
He ain't gonna be right.
I ain't say they was gonna make the playoffs. They'd be
Well,
alright.
that's not all right.
They'd be alright.
Ooh. Bears Packers.
Sorry.
We stay praying for you though.
I'm not gonna pray for you.
If y'all don't lose, if y'all lose this first game, I am.
We lost the first game to him last year.
They definitely did.
We lost the first game to him last year.
I ain't got a chance to trash you like
I mean,
I
you
did
know.
now.
But
Go ahead.
predictions. Packers got some injuries. They got some injuries. I don't know what they've been doing in training
I
camp.
got some mid-season injuries.
Hey, I don't know what they've been doing in training camp. They put the gloves. I don't know what they doing.
You say who I think gonna win?
But
Ugh.
week 1, Bears Packers. Who we got?
I'm gonna defer to you first, brother.
You guess. Be
I got
respectful.
the Packers. Aaron Rodgers. That's how I'm coming. I don't know what y'all got going on. He didn't play at all the whole preseason. He's fully rested, 100% healthy. He had a brand new offense, so all your film, throw it away. Y'all don't know what they coming with.
Yeah.
The receiving core is healthy. The running back healthy. The Bears got a lot of defense over there, but I don't believe in Trubisky.
Trubisky.
Wait,
You gonna respect
I don't know. I
quarterback.
don't know his name. I don't know who he beat, and I don't know who he lost to. I don't know nothing about him. You see what I'm. You see how I don't have no. I'm not a fan of no other team.
You picking the Packers because they beat y'all
They didn't beat
in the
us.
playoffs?
They didn't beat us. They
advan-
cheated.
They advanced.
They cheated. They didn't
They
beat us.
advanced.
They know they didn't beat us. They advanced. I like it.
They advanced.
I'm gonna respect you. I'm gonna respect it. That's the right term.
Survived in advance.
They advanced, but they did not beat us.
They advanced further than you all did.
We talking about the Bears and the Packers.
No, I'm saying, but I feel like that's why I'm picking
We talking about
the
the Bears
Packers.
and the Packers.
So,
We
okay.
talking about, yeah, I got the Packers. I think it's too much Aaron Rodgers. I think the first half will look really nice. It'll, give Bears fans a lot to cheer about and all that. And then Aaron will go in the locker room at halftime, have a few words with the OC. They'll work out a couple kinks, and then it's a bucket. He always beats y'all though. Aaron Rodgers is a heartbreaker for the
Hey, that's
for the
because
Bears.
we split last year though.
All right.
Should have won.
That was like the worst year of his career, yeah.
Yeah.
Not statistically.
And you split?
No, not statistically it wasn't.
Not interception wise.
Yeah.
I mean, he throw the ball away. I hate that about Aaron Rodgers. He throw the ball. He don't take no chance. He just throw it away.
Why you want to take chances?
Yeah, all the greats take chances. Peyton Manning took him. Brett Favre.
What
Tom
Peyton
Brady.
Manning took a chance?
Peyton was throwing that thing in the window.
Peyton like first all time in interception.
Peyton was throwing. He was trying it now. Peyton was
Is
trying.
that because he was taking the chance or because he had a dead arm?
Oh.
That's the real question. I know you're a
He was
fan.
taking chances.
Peyton arm was dead.
Taking chances. He was throwing the ball 50 times a game.
His arm ain't had no pulse. His arm ain't had no pulse.
That thing was limp out there.
His arm needed
I'm talking
resuscitation.
about the
You see them birds he was
last
throwing
year
in
of his
Denver?
career.
You seen them floaters he was throwing in the Super Bowl?
Yeah, that was the last.
And Will was calling him pick six Peyton.
Oh, he definitely picked 6 Peyton. You know he was gonna throw one.
He threw it away.
He was gonna throw them.
He threw it away.
He threw one against the Saints.
Oh, I was sick.
He threw.
Oh, I was sick. Oh, 09, wasn't it?
Yep.
I
He
was
threw one.
sick.
He threw one
I was sick.
against the Seahawks. He might have threw one against Carolina, but it didn't matter.
Seahawks won that. That game was just a.
Just,
that was a bad
just,
game. That was a bad game.
he threw a pick 6 though.
And no mercy, team. No mercy.
So how did the Bears win then?
I think the Bears win if they actually commit to the run game. I think the Bears have to, and I'm gonna say this as well. They have to let Mitch throw the ball. They have to let him throw it more than 15 yards. They can't go out there and get cute with it. They can't throw the little short routes. They can't, try to allow their players to play in space. They got to be able to stretch the Packers defense, and they have to commit to the run. Like, that's the thing with the Bears. Like, play calling, I'm paying attention to two things with the Bears. Their play calling, how they going to commit to the run, and how they going to let Mitch, how they going to open it up and let him throw more. The defense is going to be there. Like I told y'all before, I don't think the defense is going to be able to take they're going to get turnovers, but I don't know if they're going to be able to take those turnovers and turn them into touchdowns like they were last year. They'll get turnovers. They will get to Aaron Rodgers. They'll do all that. But can they get the pick six? Can they get the fumble for a touchdown? Can they have that production like they had last year? I don't think so.
It's tough to duplicate.
It's very tough. They can have a great defense, but to get them touchdowns like they was getting last year,
All right. So who you got winning?
I got the Packers.
Sounds about right.
Because I was listening to you and I'm like,
Oh yeah, I got the Packers, man.
yeah, because you was talking about throwing this. Who they gonna throw to?
Well, they got Allen Robinson.
Who is that?
They got you just disrespectful
The
today.
dude from Jacksonville?
That might be
Yeah.
the first and last guess we had.
The dude from Jacksonville?
The dude from Jacksonville.
Allen Robinson got some skills, Jack.
Oh,
He
my
got skills.
God.
He got skills.
What was
And
his best season?
in Jacksonville?
What it look like?
He had like 1,200 yards.
Okay.
Wow.
How many years ago was that?
2,
How many years he been hurt since then?
1.
So
He was hurt. He had a breakout year in Jacksonville. He got hurt the next year, and then he was with the Bears last year.
So
And
y'all-
don't ask him what the stats were.
wait, so
for
he had
the
a
Bears.
breakout year.
He got hurt.
and then y'all got him on clearance.
Not y'all.
The Bears. The Bears.
I'm gonna wait till it's my turn to speak.
Y'all got him on
Because it's
clearance.
some disrespect that
Y'all
I'm
got
really
him
just not
from
gonna
Ross.
Him,
Y'all
okay.
got him from Ross.
allow. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
From Ross.
Ross.
Ooh, yikes.
Shop for less.
You next.
Ooh.
Why y'all-
Dress for
why
less.
y'all
Get it right.
Why y'all budget shopping?
Wow.
That's why I don't win. I don't pay no money.
I'm a Vegas better, I'm paying attention to the spreads. I'm paying attention to the
What's
lines.
the spread look like?
Got y'all, yo.
It's -3 Chicago.
Okay.
-3 Chicago. So the Bears are favorite. Normally on the first week of the season, I like to go with the home team. But in rivalry games, you can throw all that out the window. There are going to be a lot of Packer fans at that game.
A lot of them.
I'm going to go with the Packers.
Cheddar cheese.
Mm.
It's cheddar cheese. All
I
it is.
think I'm going to continue to say I think Rodgers is out for revenge. All right, Rodgers knows that it's going to be very important for his team to get off to a strong start this year because of what they did last year. And
Yeah, 14.
and they're gonna have to. The Bears, like A. Will said, they're gonna have to get turnovers. Can the Bears score enough points? Can they get some extra help from their defense? I don't know. So I'm gonna go with the Packers. I'm gonna go with the best player on the field in a rivalry game, which is Aaron Rodgers. Give me the Packers.
All right, so I'm gonna correct
something to tell
myself.
y'all.
I'm
Aaron
gonna
got
correct
something to tell
myself.
y'all.
Allen Robinson had 1,400 yards in 2015. In 2016, he got 883 yards,
Oh God.
6 touchdowns. 2017 was the year he got hurt. And then last year, he had 754 yards and 4 touchdowns.
Is he the number one receiver for Chicago at the moment
He
on the
is.
depth chart? So he's the one.
He's the guy.
So they going off what he did 3 years ago.
Yes.
And so y'all talking about so you saying so with the number one receiver based off upside from 3 years ago, you saying they should throw more.
They got to.
They got a rookie running back. Who their best lineman?
Jake Long. Ain't that
Jake
his
and
name?
Dog. Who's the second best lineman?
Whoa.
It's tough. So the O-line suspect. They don't get the ball to Cohen nearly enough.
No, they give it to him. He just
They
do
give
a
it
Not
to him
enough.
too damn much last year.
He
They
do
give it to him too much.
Too damn much.
He do
They give it to him too much.
We got
You
Montgomery
remember,
and we got Mike Davis.
You remember,
Okay? We
Buddy?
got 3 backs this year.
Remember,
3 backs.
Who's
remember
Montgomery?
Buddy? He
About to find
That's
out.
the rookie, right?
That's the
We about
rookie.
to
So
find
Wait,
out.
remember
Where
Buddy?
you from?
Who was the human joystick?
Huh?
The Buddy. I don't know where he from. Don't worry.
Jerusalem.
Y'all don't know what school he went to? Montgomery?
That's his team. Don't
You
stop
don't know what
looking
school
at
he
me.
went to?
You about to
No.
find out all
Wait,
this.
so all right, so I just wanna we putting it together now. So we got a receiver who we going off upside from 3 years ago.
I'm with you.
That's
We got
not
a
what we're
rookie.
doing. That's
We
not
got-
what.
wait,
The
you-
pressure
you-
not on the receiver.
You the only Bear fan.
The pressure is not on the
We
receiver.
got a rookie. So I'm just breaking it all what we got in front of us because I want to know how y'all gonna get it done. So
I'm
we
gonna
got
tell you.
your number one receiver. We ain't seen him be good since 2015, and then your running back. You don't even know what school he from. Trubisky ain't through past 15
Trubisky.
yards.
Just call him True Religion.
So you want the defense to average 14 a game.
For Bruce Lee. I'm gonna use that for now.
Go ahead. The floor is yours. I'm putting it together. I just want to know.
The number one, be respectful.
You got the Bears winning? That's how you got to kick it off.
Of course.
Something wrong with you.
They only go win though, like you said, with the play caller. I have faith in the offense. More faith in the offense this year. I feel like Nagy is, Oh, absolutely.
We live.
Absolutely. I feel like Nagy has learned his lesson. Okay. Last year we played the Packers in Green Bay. We were winning. Rodgers had went down. Everybody thought he was gone. He came back. And what did we do? Abandon the run game.
Yeah.
Okay. We got 3 backs. Okay. Look, I'll be the first to tell you, I don't know what to expect out of all 3, how they gonna use all 3. But I will tell you, is I got faith that since we traded Jordan Howard, they know what they don't know what they're doing.
Y'all traded y'all best running back, and they know what they're doing. That's what
It
you're
could work though. It could work.
All right, so
It could work.
I just pulled up the numbers from
Please
last
show me
year.
the numbers from last year.
Oh, these numbers are looking a little suspect.
They look suspicious.
You talking about the Bears?
So first of all, Cohen was the second leading receiver on the team.
They used them too much.
Why?
At 725. He almost was the leading receiver on the team
At
last year.
the running back position.
At the running back
Use
position.
him too
Allen
much.
Robinson had 754 yards receiving. Cohen had 725.
He was
That-
right. I mean, he was one good big play away.
that
One
sounds-
flag.
Sounds a little suspect to me.
Come on, Jay. Give it to us.
That running back, that running game that y'all didn't use last year,
The one that did
Jordan Howard had 935 yards rushing last year. Almost a near 1,000-yard rusher that y'all didn't use,
Did not use.
and he ain't there.
Did not use. And you gonna replace that with I don't know his name.
Rookie,
What's his
Montgomery.
name? Oh, Montgomery.
and you got Mike Davis.
And we got Cohen still. I'm still,
You still what? You a Bears fan, so you gonna think they're gonna win. I got it.
I think they're gonna win.
I got it.
But I can't sit here
Can we
and
be
tell
honest
you
though? Can
what?
we be honest?
About
It's
trading
about
Jordan
the
Howard.
Yeah, just period. The Bears.
What about?
Do you legit have faith in them? Like all fans
I think
aside.
I think Mitch Trubisky is going to have a breakout year.
Because you think the play calling gonna get better.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I think they're going to unleash him because Nagy said it in the offseason. He said
They
we're
say
gonna,
that all the time.
But I mean, I'm going by what he said.
Unleash
They said
him.
they're going to unleash. Didn't you just say that they should?
They gotta let him
So,
throw the
that's
ball.
what I'm saying.
They gotta let him throw the
That's
ball.
what I'm saying.
They have to.
But to who?
Hey, Allen Robinson.
Unleash
If you
him.
don't pay the man and not throw the ball,
Unleash him to throw to who?
Allen Robinson. They gotta throw it to Allen Robinson. They have to.
That's cool. But
They
that's
got to.
so Allen Robinson.
That's like that. That's
you know who
like
Allen Robinson is to me?
who?
As a number one.
Come on.
I'm gonna parallel him to like Corey Davis in Tennessee. He the number one, like small name. He's the number one. They gonna target him a lot. but it don't really add up to nothing.
But they didn't even really.
yards though.
Yeah, yes, but what was
They
the
didn't
record?
target
They won
Robinson.
9 games last
You know
year.
what I'm saying? Yeah, but did they get to the playoffs?
No.
Nah,
They didn't. They fell short.
They don't target Robinson enough though.
They got
And
Marcus Mariota.
was he right? But was he all NFL? Was he all any?
No.
Did he?
Oh, no.
He didn't.
No.
He didn't. Yeah, he had an okay year. They had an okay record. Everything's okay. That's ain't how we. That's not what y'all aiming for, right? But y'all set up
He just
just
said
like
Super
that.
Bowl. He said Super Bowl.
Y'all set up. Y'all not going to the Super Bowl. Y'all can't beat the Saints.
You talking about
Y'all
okay,
can't-
and you a Cowboys fan?
So check it out. Y'all can't beat the Saints. Y'all
Why
can't
we
beat.
can't beat?
Y'all can't beat
Who y'all
Dallas, and
beat?
y'all can't beat the Rams.
How you know we can't beat
And y'all
y'all?
might not beat Atlanta, depending on how they look. Because every other
Atlanta.
year they smacking.
They-
And
every other
last year they was down. So this year they up.
You got faith in Matt Ryan? That's what you tell him.
I got faith in him to get to a certain point.
When last time y'all was in the Super
Matt
Bowl?
Ryan is consistent. He'll get you the second, maybe third round. You know what I'm
He
saying?
consistent at what?
Consistent at getting you to a point.
Can't throw
And
Julio a
then- and then-
touchdown.
Can't throw it to Julio.
Can't
Best
throw
receiver
Julio a
in the league.
touchdown.
Freeman has to just stay healthy for
The Bears ain't gonna pay. But
If
this-
Freeman is healthy, they're gonna be good. I think we all can agree.
Devontae, yeah.
Yeah.
And their backup's decent.
I mean,
The backup's okay.
No, what's the name?
Cole,
now what's that gone?
Call me gone?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he in San
Yeah,
Francisco.
yeah, San Fran.
Okay. San Fran building on the low too. Pay attention. There's some guys going over there.
I lost Jimmy G. He looked awful preseason.
Well,
Terrible.
Preseason.
Awful. He like he was playing for the other team every game.
So we got Packer, of course, Bears.
Cheddar cheese.
What's on there?
You all by yourself.
They gonna
That's
lose.
cool.
They
One
gonna
thing
lose.
I will say though, Nagy come with tricks, man. So I mean,
And our defense.
hey man, Nagy come with tricks. I mean, as much as we talking about
Right.
his play calling, like he will have for every 2 dumb short yard plays he calls, he'll have 3 magic plays that he calls. That
But I will say our
But
success
think
is
about
based.
think about how many games last year the Bears defense won for them. Like I'm not talking about like kept them in games, kept it close. I'm saying won for them. Like they defense won the game. Like it wasn't the offense. Like so to expect that to happen again, like the next year, like that's tough.
I'll be
man.
the first one to tell you the Bears season, the defense is going to be who they are, right? Of course, you're not going to be able to duplicate the actual touchdowns off of turnovers, but it's going to be based off Mitch. If Mitch,
The Bears scored some points last year, man.
Yeah.
They know that. We know that they weren't all defensive.
No, I'm not saying, but
They
if
scored
you
some
go
points.
back and look at them games, like break it down, game by game. Like even look at the game they beat the Cardinals. They barely beat the Cardinals. Like the
No.
offense didn't win that
Yeah,
game.
that was a
The
terrible
defense
game.
won
That was a
game.
terrible game. And even the defense was playing bad at one point in that game.
it's going to be up to Mitch.
Like even look at the game where they beat the Rams. That wasn't the offense. It was the
Defense.
defense. Like,
We had them in that cold weather.
Yeah, it was cold that night. It was
You don't
like
want that
10
smoke.
degrees
You don't want that
outside.
10
but the defense was
You don't want that
was
smoke.
getting
Come
the
on.
defense scored a touchdown.
That's when you- that's when you
But
know
that's
you're
what
upset.
playing in Chicago in December is like, though.
I understand, but what I'm saying is there's a
Especially
difference.
for the LA Rams.
Y'all-
There's a difference in turning the ball over and giving it to your offense and hoping your offense puts up points as opposed to getting the takeaway and scoring the points right there yourself. Like it's a completely different thing.
Mitch, man, it's up to Mitch. They unleash Mitch. That's gonna be the key.
He-
Mitch can have a breakout year
He can.
along with the defense. We gonna be good.
He not a proven winner.
Yeah,
The last,
he's
he,
a
not,
third year.
he not a proven winner.
I mean, it's gonna be a few things happen. Either we gonna look at Mitch and be like, "This is why we drafted him," or we gonna look at Mitch and say, "Damn, we could have had Deshaun Watson."
I look at
That's how we gonna look at him.
I look at my athletes different. You know what I'm saying? Like
That's how we gonna look
if
at
you're a
him.
proven winner, you're gonna do it at air level. You know, I was on the Tebow bus because Tebow win games.
I'm with you on that.
We look at how and why and it's a W.
You
know
know,
what I'm saying?
Romo bus too.
Romo won games. Statistically, Romo one of the best quarterbacks in history. We're not gonna do that though. But if you do your Googles, the numbers I ain't even telling you how I feel. I'm telling you about numbers. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole different ballgame. We start talking about numbers. He way up there. But we ain't gonna do that about
As a
Tony.
placement holder, or we talking about quarterback?
I like that. I like
We
that.
got some comments on live.
Another sip.
Okay.
Your boy Jeremy said Grossman was better than Trubisky.
Come on. Hey, Jeremy.
Oh,
He said Trubisky couldn't remember the whole playbook.
oh,
Grossman, the same dude. Come on, get out of here.
Sexy Rex.
Come on.
Sexy Rex.
oh.
Trubisky had a game last season
I'm
to
just
do for
saying.
6 touchdowns.
Trubisky not a proven winner though. What was his
First
record in
of all,
college?
Huh?
Winning is a habit, you know? Like, what was his record in college in North Carolina? Subpart of bogus.
Yeah.
The last time he was a winning quarterback was probably his high school years.
Ugh.
As far as like dominance, winning is a habit. You know what I'm saying? So you don't go from being getting numbers and getting W's could be two totally different things, or they could work together. He got to show me that he's a winning quarterback.
That's why I said it's gonna be a breakout year.
Like, we know Aaron Rodgers not gonna have a bad year winning wise this year. You know why we know it? Because he had a bad one last year. Winning is his habit, so he ain't gonna stay down for too long.
Winning what?
Winning, period.
Okay.
They in the playoffs every year. Last year they didn't make the playoffs. That's his down year. They going every year. You don't think the Packers gonna make the playoffs?
That's a good chance.
Trubisky ain't showed me nothing. I don't know nothing about him. I don't know who he beat.
You don't know
I
nothing
don't know
about
who he
him until
lost
show
to.
you who he is.
Right, because he ain't showed us nothing.
Okay.
He got to the playoffs last year and he fell. He fell off.
Play call.
No.
So,
now
True religion.
wait.
Wait, Trubisky got to show you what he got to show you, and your Cowboys got to show me something.
No,
Because y'all ain't showed me nothing since what? The Buffalo Bills beating the
What?
Bills back in the 90s.
What?
So until y'all can get y'all act together and show me consistently y'all can get to where y'all need to get,
Right.
you're going to be talking just like me.
We simply got cheated. This the thing. You talking about play calling, but then y'all praise Matt Nagy.
No, I said I got more faith that he's learned his lesson from last year.
Y'all gotta listen. Anytime y'all, what is y'all, the Little Giants?
Ooh.
We talking about Matt Nagy got all the tricks and the triple reverse flea flickers and all that.
He calls
That's
y'all
how-
Little
Giants.
Giants.
That sound like
disrespectful.
That was cute. That was cute.
That sound like
That
a
was
gimmick.
cute.
That sound like a gimmick.
That was cute.
Hey, check it out. Hey, what camera we on? What camera? We here?
We here right now. That was cute.
Hey, what camera we on? Look,
That was cute.
when Dallas pull up, we handing it to Zeke and we running straight.
Ooh.
Now stop it.
Ooh.
That's how we pulling up. We not flea flickering.
that
We
do-
not
how
coming
that
to
work
the.
last
We not
year?
putting the quarterback at receiver
How that work last
and
year?
all this other weird
How that work
jive.
last year?
Y'all jiving. We got cheated. You saw the game. You was there.
You saw the game.
You saw the game. You was there. Until somebody beat us, I don't know what they. If you cheat us, I'm gonna take that on the
If you're
chin.
not advancing.
Hey. I'm just letting you know. We got
So in
cheated.
December, we going to hit up Zeke. We probably catch a game.
You know they
I'll
don't
watch it
want-
with y'all.
You know they don't
'Cause
want
I know
it.
I will probably catch a game.
You
He
know-
probably going to be back in Cabo.
Who? Zeke?
Yeah, probably like around
Zeke
December.
from Cabo getting in shape.
I'm talking about December when the season over.
Alright.
Maybe January.
Do we play all this year? Do we play all this year?
You better hope not.
Let me tell you.
I'll
You don't
be
need
blank.
you don't even gotta watch no film. We giving it to Zeke, we running straight.
Okay.
Game plan.
I'll complain and
three.
say Atlanta very close to signing a deal with Julio.
See?
Very, very close.
So everything's all good.
We gonna change gears. We gonna change gears. We gonna go football.
I don't know how you defend
College.
them.
How you defend the Cowboys?
I'm sorry. Let's
Y'all got this big screen TV.
It's not a TV. It's
What?
a jumbo.
It's a jumbo.
It's hard to be humble when you stunting on the jumbotron.
What was that last ring again?
Don't matter. Jerry got the most lucrative business in the globe.
Now we talking about lucrative business. We ain't talking about winning games. We talking about lucrative business.
When was y'all last Super Bowl win?
85.
Okay, we was in 90.
When last time y'all was in the Super Bowl?
90 what? 96?
We was in there in 06.
Y'all lost. We talking
When
about
was y'all
losses.
there?
We talking about losses.
When was you there?
It don't matter about going. If you bought some tickets, you could have went too. It don't matter. He talking about going. He ain't talking about going. We talking about winning. You know what I'm saying? Like no, no stuff. We won in '96, so y'all are strange. I don't know what y'all got going on. I don't know who y'all beat. I don't know who y'all lost to.
You can.
You can turn your
Super
football
Bowl
team.
shuffle.
You can turn your football team to Chicago Cubs.
I just don't know nothing about
The
them.
Chicago-
Y'all don't have no offense.
We gonna
Y'all
start
literally don't have no
We're
offense.
gonna start calling y'all Chicago
Y'all
Cubs.
coming to the game to see triple
As
reverses.
I like to say, the same thing make you laugh, make you cry. So, with that being said,
Chicago Cubs.
be respectful.
This is
NCAA football. Jalen Hurts.
Mm.
He put a hurting on him
They did.
over the weekend. He said,
He lived up to his name.
hey, look, 332 yards, 6 touchdowns, 3 running, 3 passing. And then after the game, he was disappointed in the performance from the team.
Gotta go talk to my guys.
Good. Yeah, exactly what he said.
That's exactly what he said.
Number one, how did y'all feel about the performance? And let's talk Heisman. Like, who do y'all think, is the favorite to win the Heisman or will win the Heisman?
I think the performance was good. It was. I mean, that's what they coach Lincoln Riley. That's his thing. He lets his quarterbacks do what they're good at. Jalen is good at throwing. I mean, not throwing. He's good at running. And he can still throw the ball. I mean, everybody forgets that he only lost 2 games in Alabama, although it's Bama, But he still is a good quarterback. And then even last year in the SEC championship game, he came in and won that game for him. If he don't come in, Bama doesn't win that game. So he's been on the big stage a couple times. He's honestly if you don't pull him at halftime, I don't know if they lose to I don't know if they beat Clemson that year. I don't know if they you don't know. Like it's still a toss up. So it's still he still can play the game and he can still play football on the college level. So I wasn't that surprised by it. Is he my favorite to win the Heisman though? He's one of them. He's one of them. My true favorite to win the Heisman is Jonathan Taylor in Wisconsin, the running back in Wisconsin. I think he'll win it this year. But I only think he wins it if Wisconsin can win the Big Ten. Like I think whichever, it's going to be a quarterback that will more than likely be the favorite all year long between Trevor Lawrence, Tua, Jalen Hurts, and then from Oregon, Justin Herbert from Oregon. Those would be the names that you would hear. You also hear the guy from Texas, Sam Ehlinger. But I think Jonathan Taylor in Wisconsin, his freshman year, he rushed for 1,977 yards and 13 touchdowns. And they went 13-1. His last year, he rushed for 2,194 yards, 16 touchdowns, and they went 8-5. So the biggest thing is going to be versatility. Can he catch the ball out the backfield? So their first game they won, he had 135 yards, 2 touchdowns on the ground. He had 2 receptions for 48 yards, 2 touchdowns receiving. So I think they're trying to show us versatility a little bit. With running backs, to win a Heisman, you got to be more than just a runner. You got to be able to catch the ball out the backfield,
Right.
Score the ball that way. But so that's going to be the thing for him. Jalen, it'll be harder for him, honestly, because Baker won it, then Kyler won it. In order for Kyler to win it, he had to break all of Baker's Oklahoma records. So can Jalen break all of Kyler's Oklahoma records? Like, that's going to be the thing.
Mm-hmm. Who wants? I'm going Hurts. I just think he out for blood. So I'm going Hurts as my Heisman winner this year. And I think, well, if we was talking, we'll get into the actual playoff teams, but I do think they're gonna play Bama. Mm. That's gonna make for great television. Very good television. So that's what I got.
I think Hurts is gonna win it, but it's gonna come down to one game. They play Texas at Texas, right? So the spotlight's gonna be on them. It's gonna be a real big game. It's on Fox, so it's gonna be a national televised game. And we all know if you can perform on the national stage, that's gonna propel you over everybody. Everybody's gonna remember that, right? Can you stamp your season in front of everybody? So if he performs that game and he throws for 5 touchdowns, or he runs for 2, he throws for another 3, and they win the game, he will win. He will win it. I mean, Tua, we all know what he can do, and he plays for Bama. They're expected to win. It's hard to win. It's hard to win the Heisman, sort of say, when you're expected to win. Like, you're expected to win every game by 20-plus games. Like, Bama is expected to perform at a high level. So it's very hard to win awards like that. Like, you could throw, players like Brady or like LeBron.
Right.
They can throw big numbers out there, but if they're expected to win, it's gonna be hard for them to win that MVP award. And I feel like Tua is gonna be a victim of that, just because he plays for Bama. Even though if his numbers even say it, it's not gonna matter. But Hurts, first year at a new program, everybody's looking at him, right? Everybody wants to know, did you make the right decision by leaving Alabama? And he's gonna have the chance to really tell his own story and write his own book. So I think that game is gonna either stamp it or send it to someone else.
I can't go with Hurts. I gotta see more. He gonna have to show me a lot. I don't feel like Alabama's offense is or has ever been built for quarterbacks to develop the way that they should, because they so like OD run heavy, and then they have so much unbelievable success with the run. And it could be proven in how many Alabama quarterbacks still in the NFL starting.
Is it any?
I think zero.
Yeah,
I think it's really zero. I think it's zero. And then running backs, it's a ton of them. You know, Mark Ingram still running around, you know, all over people's heads. Richardson really didn't pan out. TJ Yeldon. You can kind of keep going with the running backs.
TJ Yeldon ain't doing that good.
But he doing well. He had one of his best seasons last year when he played. He had some health issues, but he been balling over there in Jacksonville a little bit. But their running backs normally translate. Their quarterbacks, not so much. And they're normally not really drafted high either. So, like, I haven't seen much from them. I have to say that. Seeing them in the Alabama offense don't impress me. None of their quarterbacks impress me. Tua don't impress me. You know what I'm saying? None of them impress because it's not built for a quarterback. Their offense is built from the ground. You know what I'm saying? So, I can't really even say Hurts. If he win it, though, good for him. He definitely going to show me something. I feel like he definitely made the right decision about transferring because if you want to be a successful NFL quarterback, you shouldn't go to Alabama. Name one. You know what I'm saying? The proof always in the pudding. So it's like, it's not how I feel, it's what's real.
That's true.
Give me a successful Alabama quarterback.
That was a bar.
Mark Star, maybe.
How old was that?
Deep
You
for
get what I'm
that,
saying?
boy.
You see what I'm saying?
Oh
Like
my
went to the
God.
league, went to the league and had success. McCoy, nothing.
He is gonna have two big road games though.
Who?
Tua. They play at Texas A&M and they play at Auburn on the last game of the season.
We said Bart Starr on the show.
So I mean, those type of games, I feel like it's always that one game. Like if you perform, or two games that you perform really well, and it's in the back of everybody's mind that it'll help get you votes.
Yeah.
So I mean, he's gonna have that. I mean, they do play LSU too, but it's at Alabama, so they're obviously gonna be favored to win that game. But
Yeah, I don't really have no pick at this point in the season, but I want to see like a wide out or a defensive player win it.
Something different.
That's
never.
You know, I'm gonna say something too. You know, because one day this podcast, people will come back to this, and the numbers gonna be crazy. I want to say something for the record, so they know. These college coaches need to stop holding these kids back. The next Charles Woodson could be on your roster right now, but you won't give him a chance to be great. If he can do both sides of the ball, playing.
Play both sides. There you go.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it's a lot of. I play sports. I think all y'all probably play sports. Ain't nothing like playing with somebody in an unorganized situation, and you can see that they got game. Playground, y'all competing. You play them in an organized situation, and you like, dang, your coach guarding you. Your coach guarding you. I don't gotta do nothing with you. You shackled up.
Yeah.
You ain't allowed to shoot. You know what I'm saying? I can tell you tense. You make a turnover, you getting pulled out. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, coaching got a lot to do with it. I think Hurts, if he win it, it's gonna be because of the transfer. And that's no knock on Saban. Obviously what he doing working, you know what I'm saying? But I would say my pick gonna be, I'm gonna pick a dark horse. Give me the freshman quarterback out of Ohio State. Give me him.
Justin Fields?
Give me Fields, cause
That's a sleeper.
them feet don't lie in college. You can run all the way to a Heisman.
you can.
Them feet don't lie.
I agree with you.
And he got a lot of feet.
Yeah.
So that's how I'm riding.
I want to go back to the two-way thing. I really do. I really want to go back to that.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the coaches that really are holding players back from being great two-way players. I think it's the players, the parents, and then also the trainers. Like, I think it's more of to expand the player's life, expectancy, like, because I feel like even in high school, like high school teams are getting away from it. Like, I remember when I was in high school, every team had their best players play both sides of the football. Dude, you go to the top teams in the state right now, you go to the top 15 teams in the state, go to a game, don't nobody on the offense play defense. And don't nobody on the defense play offense. But maybe a couple tackles. You might have a couple tackles that play. And so I think they're starting to get away from that at the younger stage of these players' careers. So I just don't think,
You know,
That's gonna be kinda tough.
You still have the ranking in football of athlete. And athlete means they don't know if they can play offense or defense. They don't know what position to put them at. So it's still there. It's just not, you just don't see it as much as you used to back in the day, because there are a lot of, in high school, there are a lot of true programs where, you know, like there's 60, 70 kids where you don't necessarily have to play one player on both sides of the ball. You don't have to have them doing, you know, a bunch of different things: kick return, punt return, running back, maybe safety. So that's why it happens now. But the truly gifted athletes, the truly gifted players on high school level, they do still play both sides of the ball. They don't play it as much. When you get to college, I think it comes more so with the health. Like, you have the player, like, you know, concussions is big, and you know, you got all the player safety, and you know, you got players that's dying in practice, you know, just from lack of the inability for their coaches to give them water. So that all that plays a part into it. And I just think, like, now, like, you could still do it, right? Like, even when Charles Woodson do it, he played majority of his time on defense, and he was a punt return. He played limited plays on the offensive side. He probably played, if I had to guess, he probably played about 25 to 30 plays on offense a game, right? Like, you don't necessarily have to play them the full game on both sides of the ball. You can take an outstanding player on the defense. Now, you don't necessarily see offensive players going to play defense. You see defensive players coming to play offense. And it's typically like the corner or the safety that's doing it. Can you still do that in today's game? Yeah, you can. But I just think like with this whole player safety thing, it just takes away from it. It truly takes away from it.
Let me play devil's advocate on that. All the coldest two-way players had the longest careers.
They have.
Deion Sanders, Warwick, and
Charles Woodson.
Charles Woodson. Jokers played damn near 20 years.
Yeah. I mean,
You know what I'm saying? Like the two-way players, they smart. They normally doing it because they know the game at a higher clip, at a higher level, and can do more, get away with more
and
than
they're
most people on the
exceptional
field.
athletes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like,
So that,
when you talk about people in the same category as Deion Sanders, like, you're talking about exceptional athletes, like not just athletes. Like, you're talking about like the best athletes that's probably ever laced them up.
Yeah.
So,
absolutely. I mean, what's the point of having a cautious horse? You got the horse, let him ride.
let him do his thing.
Let him ride. You know what I'm saying? You can't, you put him on the leash, you hurting yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, they used to always tell us when we play football, you're going to get injured when you're not going hard.
Yeah. You scared.
When you're out there being careful, when you're out there looking over your shoulders, that's when you full throttle, you're going to be straight.
I agree.
You know what I mean? So, I just be feeling like, you know, even in basketball too, a lot of the athletics, like, you got to let these kids play.
Yeah.
You gotta let them play, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know we grew up in an era, it was different, you know what I'm saying? The coaches was more strict, but now you see some of these kids being exceptional at 8th grade, 7th grade levels. That has to do with a lot of, like, freedom and leniency being granted.
Yeah.
You know, so I think with football, we gotta bring that back. Or the NFL gonna turn into two-hand touch or a flag, you know what I'm saying? At some point, you gotta bring the entertainment value back. It's a gladiator sport. You know what you signed up for.
Yeah.
That's it. We're done here. You know what you signed up for. Period. I don't want to hear nothing else about it. You know, if your son is in boxing, amateur boxing, headgear, no headgear, you know what you signed up for.
That's true.
I had this conversation with somebody a while back, and I told them that if football was a global sport, nobody would care. Nobody would care how hard anybody would hit anybody. Like, nobody would care, because people in Europe would love to see it. People in Asia would love to see it. But we play in America where there's more rules and there's more, everybody wants to be a little more cautious, and everybody just cares a little bit more. I mean, cares a little more about health, I should say. And that's what it is, because if you go somewhere else, they love to see that. They love in soccer. I mean, they love in soccer. Once people get into it, you trip them, Who cares? Like, right? You kick somebody in the shin, they shin broke, they hurt. They don't care.
On to the next.
They on to the next, right? And football in America is not like that, you know.
So let me get, since we still on NCAA football, playoff teams. Who y'all got?
Might be asking me a little too early, man.
Usual suspects, man. College
We could
football.
call them the way too early.
Oh,
Yeah, throw it out there.
Way too early
yeah.
playoff
It's
predictions.
the same schools every year. That's why I dang that don't watch college as much as I used to. I was the college hype beast for real, but it's the same. Like it's 8 schools in the running. That's it. I mean, it's gonna be Bama, Clemson, Notre Dame. They gonna talk about Notre Dame until they lose 10 games.
They were actually,
You know what I'm saying? They gonna
I'm
keep
actually
they gonna
impressed
keep
by
Notre
Notre Dame
they gonna
the
keep
other day.
Notre Dame in contention till they lost 5 games. They gonna still be in the hunt. Oh, they have a chance. If they beat this team by 60, we can still sneak them in. I mean, it's ridiculous. No, it's ridiculous.
I was actually impressed by Notre Dame last weekend. I watched some of the Notre Dame game. I was actually impressed.
Just wait on it. Just wait on it.
Who
It's
y'all got?
coming.
And I hate Notre Dame because we'll talk a little bit more
Let me
about
do
why I
my
hate
fault.
Notre Dame in a little bit, but
Put my phone in the air. I'll let y'all go. Alabama, Ohio State, Clemson, Notre Dame. If they don't lose 3 games, they getting in.
so you got Ohio State coming out the Big Ten,
Mhm.
and you pretty much got them coming out.
Yeah.
They can't even be touched
It's easy.
because they got a hard schedule.
It's easy.
Okay.
If I got Fields going for the Heisman, so it makes sense, right? It line up, right?
Makes sense.
Got them going for the Heisman, so that add up to victories.
Mm.
Notre Dame, they got to lose 3 times not to get in. It's money over there. That's money. You know what I'm saying? We don't get into that. We don't want them looking for it.
All right, I'm gonna go
I got
next.
friends.
Go
who
ahead,
Notre
brother.
Dame. I've been to Notre Dame.
I got Alabama.
Mm.
I got Clemson.
Okay.
Of course. You meet Oklahoma,
Mm.
and I'm gonna go with the team I just talked about. I think Notre Dame will get in.
Alright.
Fair
I
split.
hate
You said fan.
I hate to say that.
Fair
But
split.
only reason I think so because I think Ohio State's gonna lose a game or 2. I think Ohio State's gonna lose a game or 2.
How many games do Notre Dame got to lose to be out? Historically speaking.
I mean, they're probably gonna have to
They got to lose.
For 90
2. This year they got to lose
for
2.
98%
maybe
of the country.
one, maybe one.
For 98% of the country, you lose 1 game, you are no longer considered.
Uh,
98% of the country.
They can lose a game and still be considered because there's some
Notre
teams.
Dame get 3
There's
games.
some teams above them that's probably gonna lose 2 games.
Mm.
You got Michigan, Ohio State, LSU,
Georgia.
and Georgia with absolutely probably the hardest schedules probably out of all the top 10 schools.
Unless you ain't it.
That's what I'm trying to say. They're gonna lose games and they're gonna drop and they're above Notre Dame right now. So as long as Notre Dame keeps winning games, they're gonna keep moving
Who
up.
but LSU can't move the ball. Who they paying to be in the rankings? They ain't been able to move.
They number 6 right now.
They haven't been able to move the ball.
They're
for
number
15
6 right now.
Hey, they haven't been able to move
It's
the
their
ball
defense.
for
Notre Dame
15
got
years.
Georgia this much.
Man,
Man,
listen.
LSU, even when LSU was winning national
That was a good
championships, the score, what's the score of that game?
9-6.
6-3.
9-6.
9 to they haven't been able to move the ball for 15 years. And they ranked top 10 right now.
Let's say defense.
It's no disrespect to
Damn
them.
it, I hate this.
I just
Notre
like I
Dame.
said,
Probably
I tell you
just
how I
jinxed
feel.
I hate this.
Hey, I hope you know he just
what's
jinxed
going
your boys. But I'm gonna let you go. I'll go next. But he just jinxed your boys. So if it tragedy does happen this year during the football season, you come back to episode number 40.
Do y'all know Odell Beckham Jr. went to LSU?
Yes.
Yes.
With Jarvis Landry.
And they couldn't move the ball with them.
He wasn't that good at LSU.
Think about it. Him and Jarvis, they couldn't move the ball with them.
They
How
moved
many
before
points-
that.
how many
They moved
points
before
per-
that was there.
Yeah.
How many points per game they average with
They
Jarvis
moved
and
that.
Odell?
They moved the hell out that ball before that was there.
Probably less than that.
Teams averaging 50 in college football. LSU's averaging 20 points. Well, Odell Beckham with Jarvis Landry.
He
You know what I'm
probably
saying?
averaged less than that.
That's crazy, man.
The air a little muggy down there,
Who-
man.
yeah, who
Hey,
was that quarterback?
Hey, the air a little muggy down there.
Yeah,
all right?
okay.
You know, that ball don't travel the way you know it travel up here, man.
Yeah, I see.
I'm gonna go Bama, Clemson, Oklahoma, Ohio State.
There you go. Represent the Big Ten. Now we got to get in there.
Did you look at Ohio State's schedule?
I'm going to Ohio
We ain't
State.
worried about the schedule, so we get a time.
Did
Line-
you see their schedule?
Line them up.
I'm going to go Ohio State.
Line 'em
They
up.
played at Nebraska, Michigan State, Wisconsin.
That Michigan State game is at home.
They finished the season with Penn State and at Michigan.
That's, you know.
I mean, that's the conference.
No way they come
That's
out.
the beauty about college football. You just don't never know.
It's the conference.
If they can come out of this schedule with one loss, they deserve to be in.
So, I mean, we'll see. So
Let's
that's
put some money on it. Would you go to Vegas and put some money on it?
Oh, man.
Uh,
Would you put money on Notre Dame?
yeah, I think I would.
Go ahead then.
I
Why?
think I would.
Well, hell, you ain't gotta go to Vegas no more.
No,
Yeah, now
Yeah,
starting Wednesday.
yeah.
Why, why Notre Dame not in no conference?
Independence.
Nah, yeah.
Why?
That I
They
don't
like
know.
to.
They like the
schedule
chance
whatever
to
they
wrap
want
up.
Uh-huh.
They like
They,
to.
they,
They
decide
like to
their own
travel.
they're
destiny.
independent, but they play a Big Ten schedule every
You know
year.
they play ACC schedule.
Yeah.
Mm.
They gotta play. They gotta play
They
five
play,
ACC.
they, play,
schools.
they play like 3 Big Ten schools too.
No, they don't.
Well, you know, their basketball
No,
team is in
it's
the ACC.
Yeah.
They only play. So think about it. They only play Michigan. That's tip and Michigan State.
That's 2.
Yeah.
And they
But
play Ohio
them.
State sometimes, don't
Nah.
No.
they? Never.
I mean,
Wisconsin, never. Nebraska,
Probably
never.
years ago.
They be sneaking them in,
Years-
G.
years ago.
Probably
I'm
years
telling
ago
you.
they did.
But
yeah.
they haven't as of recently they haven't played.
So they play.
Big
So
Ten
why
schools.
they not in the conference?
Cause they independent.
Why though?
They
they-
want to be able to schedule any and everybody. So think about it. If they join the ACC, they probably won't be able to schedule USC and Stanford.
I understand. I
Who was that they
understand.
took out their schedule? Who was that? Miami?
When?
They took somebody out of their schedule.
No,
They used to play them every. Yeah, they did. They took a school out of their schedule that they used
No,
to
no.
play.
Michigan. They used to play Michigan every
Yeah,
year.
that's what
But
it
now
is.
they back to playing Michigan every year.
Okay.
See what I'm saying? And then they play USC. This the thing about it that I don't like. This thing about it I don't like. Y'all want to be able to schedule any and everybody, but when was the last time y'all won a championship?
Well,
You get what I'm saying? So the little custom-made schedule ain't even working for y'all. They might be better off in the conference. They might go win
I
something.
mean, to win a championship, yeah, to compete.
They might be able to
compete
win
for the
something if they
college
play in the
football playoffs,
conference.
yeah.
What's
It gives them the ability. It gives you the ability. If you're in the conference, it gives you the ability to lose a game and still win your conference championship and make the college football.
That's what I'm
playoffs.
saying. It's not benefiting them.
But it's actually harder for them because now they have to win out every year.
Right.
It's
It's
always
the same
hard for
thing.
them.
It's not benefiting them.
I agree.
Right.
But-
And then to add to it being harder, they're not that good. So then it's like it's
Say it to his face.
Disrespectful.
Say it to
No,
his face
no,
again.
no,
You've been disrespecting all of us at some
No,
point
no,
today.
No,
Big
they
respect.
ain't. No, seriously, like they ain't been good like that since Rudy. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Oh.
Notre Dame.
When they just undefeated last year?
Who they played? I don't know who they beat. I don't know who they lost to. Did they lose?
Well, they only lost to Clemson.
Then they lose by 21, 27 points.
He going crazy.
21, 20.
27.
They lost by 27 points.
Bama lost by 28. So
That
what you got to say?
let you know neither one of them belong there.
Oh, Bama didn't belong
No,
there?
they did not.
Yeah, I agree.
You lose by 28, you weren't supposed to be there.
You weren't supposed to be
It's
there.
it's the biggest.
Bama belong there.
It's the,
dog.
no, they didn't. No, they didn't.
Oh,
It's the-
be respectful.
It's
Hey.
more. It's more
Hey, be
lights than
respectful.
in this room on you. It's a million. It's multiple millions
Hey,
of
y'all,
people watching,
Be respectful.
and you lose by $30. A 30? No. No.
respectful.
Yeah, listen, you won't get an argument out of me.
Did y'all prepare for the game? Did y'all watch film? 28 points in football. That's a slaughter.
One game sample size not enough for me.
They play the whole season to get to that point to get destroyed. I can make it only sounds worse when you talk about it in different ways. It only sounds worse. It don't sound better.
I'm
28
never
points.
impressed by a one game sample size ever.
That's
I
football.
don't care how much you win.
Ain't no 7-game series in football. This the nature of the beast. They got destroyed.
That's the problem with it.
No, it ain't. It's not safe enough to play series.
Oh yeah, we know that.
That's what I'm saying. So here it is.
Hey,
But
what
see-
you got?
Who my 4 teams?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna start with the obvious, Clemson. And then everybody else, I got
You got another obvious?
no,
Okay, let's hear it.
hell no.
Let's hear it.
Bama starting 2 freshmen at linebacker. Cut it out. They started 2 true freshmen at linebacker, and they started another freshman at nose tackle. No way. No way. Bama gonna lose a game or 2. And one of the games they're gonna lose, if they get there, is gonna be an SEC championship to Georgia. But I got Georgia in there, I got Oklahoma, and I got Michigan.
Michigan.
What do you say? Hold on, what do you say?
Clemson, Michigan, Oklahoma, and Georgia. They're my 4 teams. we can catch Christmas on Bama.
About time they lose. And Nick Saban need to go to the NFL.
He can't. He been there. He
Nah,
sucked.
nah,
He trash.
I know.
He
You remember the Miami Dolphins?
No, that's what I'm saying.
Sometimes recruiting is just your calling. Sometimes it ain't.
They get
man,
all
Sometimes
the-
it ain't about.
he
coaching.
only he doesn't recruit. he don't recruit.
He show up and let them know that they got an offer from Bama.
That's
The
it.
choice is yours.
That's recruiting.
That's not recruit. He went to LSU. They was like the last championship LSU won. Guess what team that was?
Who?
Nick Saban.
Nick Saban.
Like he don't recruit. He just show up.
You recruiting. I mean, ain't that? You can win anywhere you go. I mean, that's
I'm just tired of.
recruiting.
I like excitement.
that's
You know
recruiting.
what I'm saying? I like excitement. Alabama boring, man.
Boring.
It's the San Antonio Spurs of college, man.
They win.
40 runs.
San Antonio win.
Out of the 40 runs, 30 of them is a dive. The
You
one
gotta-
hole and the two hole.
You got a couple people here say
Hey,
Greg Pop the GOAT.
Yeah.
Big gap.
Yeah.
Hey, you got a couple people in this room say
Oh,
Greg Pop the
is a
GOAT.
goat. He is a goat.
And you just said they was born.
Who said that was a goal?
I would.
At basketball wise, yeah.
Greg Pop is the best coach ever coached basketball.
Yeah.
Laughing like
I feel
Laughable.
You can keep
he
it.
laughed.
You can keep Phil Jackson.
You said keep him.
You got out.
Alright.
Another subject for another day.
Oh, man.
So, we're going to take a break from sports on that note. We're going to talk about the guest of the hour,
What's up?
Samson 3,
Samson 3. The mixtape is here.
September 13th.
September 13th.
Talk about the project.
So, I got a mixtape series called Samson. The first 2 installments are available on my SoundCloud and my Dat Piff page. So you can go on Dat Piff and download, or you can just play it off SoundCloud if you got the app on your phone. It's completely free. And Samson 3 is the third piece of it. 2017, I dropped 2 albums. 2018, I dropped 2 mixtapes. This is my first release of this year. It's the third piece, and they're gonna call it a classic.
Okay.
It'll be the first mixtape over all cover tracks that's considered a classic since like one of the dedications.
Oh.
Because but I worded it very specifically.
Yeah, you did. You calculated that.
Over all cover tracks.
Okay.
Now you got Fabulous Soul Tape series that made all cover tracks. It's
Okay.
original songs on that. You know what I'm saying? This is all beats used by whoever. You know what I'm saying? Just jumping on everybody else's work and letting them know how I'm coming. And that's all the Samson. So the first Samson, Samson 2, they both just all cover tracks. It ain't no original music. Just me getting on whatever you think is fire. And it's just doing, you know.
You mind